Hi everyone, how are you? This is Rochelle with Corporate to Cup. Thanks for joining me today. Today I want to tell you guys about my relationships in China. The reason why I want to share this with you is because life kind of comes full circle sometimes, and it's so important that you really maintain good relationships with everyone you touch. So I think, years ago, I had a perception of China. I kind of just assumed that it was this place with smog and you had to wear a mask and it was communism and all this stuff. And then I went in 2015 in graduate school. Everything changed about my perception of China. It completely changed because we got there and everything was clean. The gardens were beautiful. Everything was manicured. We were in Beijing. We were traveling around to different provinces. And I just had such a different perspective after I left there. We met with different companies and did some shopping. Broke bread with, some government official folks. Anyways, my point is my perception of China changed. So fast forward, I opened my business. I need packaging for my teas. And I know that I want to do a really nice high-end type of packaging. So I'm online and I'm searching and I'm looking at stuff. And then I go to the World Tea conference and I meet this company there in China. And I had already looked at their site. So I connect with them and I'm there at the expo talking to them about their products and what I want to do. Long story short, I start ordering my packaging from them. And I love it. My customers love it. It's great. If anybody has been to the tea room or have purchased our teas, most people really love the way we package everything. So the person that I was working with, her name is Evelyn. Evelyn was my point person for at least 3 years. Anytime I needed anything, I communicated directly with her. She got the order in, sent it to me. Well, Evelyn left the company that she was at. She reached out to me and said, hey, I'm no longer with my company, but if you need anything, let me know. So I, maintained communication with her on WhatsApp. I didn't really order anything directly from her because I was pretty comfortable with placing orders directly with companies in China and getting what I needed. So, little things like teapots and that kind of stuff. Like I could order directly. I didn't really need to have Evelyn be the middle person. So now I'm looking at doing this home project. I think, wow, okay. Evelyn is in China. I'm communicating with this individual about this bubble house. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the bubble house. I'm communicating with this individual about a bubble house. And I really need to have somebody on the ground kind of advocating on my behalf to make sure that this is a legit situation. So let me tell you a little bit about the bubble house. Okay, so the bubble house is a concept that I came up with because as I'm looking at building out Amico is micro enterprise home restaurant. So as I'm looking at transitioning into Amico, I'm thinking, okay, I really want to create this really amazing experience. If I have to do something at my home, I want it to be worth coming to see. So I decided that I would do an ADU. I had some folks come out to give me a quote on an ADU or a sunroom, and it was just going to be too expensive. So then I thought, okay, well, let me see if there's some kind of like solarium or kind of detachment that I could put in the yard that would make it really cool. So I find this concept called the bubble house. Anyways, this bubble house is exactly what it is. It's like living in a bubble. So I start reaching out to these companies who manufacture bubble houses in China. and I'm communicating with this person. She seems really smart. She's telling me everything I want to hear. And then I have a pause. On like day 2 or 3, I have a pause because I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend quite a bit of money on this. And what if I get something that's not legit? I can't send it back. That's going to be too expensive. So I'm going to be stuck with something that maybe I don't want. So I have this thought that I should get Evelyn involved. Brilliant. So I write to Evelyn. I have this project. I want you to get involved. She's on it immediately. She's like, okay, let me do some research. She's doing some research. She's like, okay, I'm in touch with the supplier. They're not too far from me. I can take a train ride in 3 hours. Cool. Okay. So we agree that I'll pay her 10% to jump in on this project to make sure that the supplier is legit. She's going to go out to see them. Now we're approaching Chinese New Year. So we're going to wait until after Chinese New Year for her to make this visit. And I connect the dots for her with the person that I'm communicating with. I give her their information. She knows the thread of conversations that we've been having because I copy and paste them over to her. So I've connected the dots with her and the person that I'm communicating with in China. So Evelyn has signed up to be my agent to go and be, feet on the ground, figure this out, make sure that everything works. Because quite frankly, if I had to fly to China and spend $3,000 to $5,000 to go there and come back and go and visit the supplier, that will waste a lot of time. So having someone there that can do this for me, money well spent. Whatever she needs, I'm here for it. So that's how we're moving forward. And I'm sharing this story with you guys because you never know what contacts you may need to resurrect and lean on for help. And lo and behold, I have this person who has graciously agreed to help me solve this problem, because I can sleep at night knowing that this is someone I have worked with. She's always been Johnny on the spot. Whenever I needed something, she's there. She figures it out. She gets it done. She gets it to me. So I'm totally confident that she can verify the supplier, get this thing in the mail, make sure I have it by the time I need it. I've told her my timeline. We're going to get it done. She knows my specs. And really, it's just going and verifying that this company is who they say they are. And sometimes, you can't do everything. Sometimes you have to ask for help. And one of the things that I've learned in this journey is asking for help and having people show up to help you. Priceless. Compensate them, take care of them, make sure that it's a win-win situation, and life is good. So whenever you interact with someone, don't just think of it as transactional. Think of it as there might be an opportunity that they could help me further with something else, or I could help them, and I think that's important. And sometimes we sit over here in America in our ivory tower and we look at the rest of the world and we don't see them as partners. But quite frankly, I've really had some really good relationships with people in China. They have been really helpful. They've helped me to create a brand that I love through my packaging, through the things that I'm able to provide to my customers. And I'm just so excited of this next phase that we're about to go to, because they are some innovative thinkers. They have some things that are leaps and bounds ahead of us. And I can't wait to bring them to the United States. So I'm looking forward to doing this. I think it's going to be a great experience. And I'm just so thankful that I have a team that I'm building now in China that's going to help me to execute this. I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.